Warning. On this podcast, we take the cases seriously, but not ourselves.
Although, we may attempt to lighten the mood at times.
Our episodes contain graphic descriptions that some listeners may find disturbing. Listener discretion is advised. I'd say it's not unusual. You know, if you see a dirty car, to see like someone's drawn a Mickey on it or something.
Yeah.
Even seeing a car get egged or something.
Yeah.
Anything like that.
Yeah.
It's quite a lot of ways you can vandalise a car.
Do you know what we did when we were kids?
What's that?
We used to write on like backs of vans and stuff. You know how they'd get
Wish
like
this
real...
car was as dirty as my wife.
Yeah.
Inventive. Still tickles you to this day.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I think we found a new one. I certainly had never seen this before.
Okay.
The other day when we were out, I turned to Neil and went, Is that a bag of shite tied to the windscreen wiper of that car? Now this car was right in front of us and I kept looking at it going, it looks like a bag of dog shit.
Yeah.
Neil didn't even notice it until I said, and he went, what?
No. That's because I rigged my eye test.
Yeah.
So I couldn't even see a bag of shite.
You nearly rammed their bumper trying to get close enough just to really investigate this bag of feces.
Well, no, we got to like traffic lights or end of a road or something, and I just got a bit closer and I'm like, it's brown inside.
Yeah,
like,
but then the thing is, it actually created more questions after realising it was dog shit, because my thought was someone's picked up their dog shite, tied the bag, and then tied it to someone's windscreen.
Yeah.
Or a windscreen wiper.
Yeah.
You thought that they had picked up their own dog shit.
Yeah.
Didn't want to put it in their car, so tied it to the wiper.
And then chuck it in bin when they get on.
Yeah. Whereas my logic with that, I see what you're driving at. You don't want it in the car with you. If there's not a bin nearby, put it in the boot though.
It'd stink the car out if you put it in the boot.
I'm not driving around with a bag of shite hanging off me car. Do you know what I mean? Would you honestly rather have a bag of shite hanging off the back arse of your car?
Yes.
Or put it in the boot?
Yes.
What if, like I said to you at the time when we saw it, what if there was a puncture in that bag, they had to use their wiper, turned on, smeared shit all over the window? Then what, Neil? You've created a right mess.
Yeah. I don't know, like, I hope, just for the comedic effect, that they've upset a neighbour or something, and the neighbour's attached it, and it's been there ages and the driver hasn't got a clue.
Yeah.
And then the next time they go to do the shopping, they're gonna get a surprise. It's very inventive. If that's the case.
If someone else has done it.
Yeah.
Well, if someone else has done it, I would like to hope again that they did puncture the bag. So in the hopes that the person uses their wiper, it smears shit on the glass.
Yeah.
I honestly want to know, if we hadn't have had to have been somewhere, I feel like we would have probably followed that car. Just to find out, is there any more clues along the way?
Just driving around with a bag of shite.
I know. I've never in my life. Lads, let us know what you think. Do you think it was their own dog shit? Or do you think someone else did to their car? Or do you have another story that could possibly... Because I want to know now. I really fucking do.
It might be an Irish thing.
What?
Might be an Irish thing.
What are you getting at?
I'm just saying it might be an Irish thing.
You've lived here for a fucking decade. What? Where? When? Who? What? Why?
I didn't see that one until you pointed it out.
So why might it be an Irish thing?
Because it doesn't make sense.
You think we just like to carry around sacks of shit?
like I said, I think because you said there was a dog in the car.
I'm pretty sure, yeah.
Yeah. So I think they took the dog for a walk. They couldn't find a bin. So they tied it to the rear windscreen wiper. They were like, I'll chuck it in the bin when we get on. I'm not putting it in the fucking car, even the boot, because it'll stink the fucking car out. I am not driving the smell of shit.
I'm still thinking someone else has done it to them.
It looked like it had been there longer than a day.
Yes.
The bag even looked a bit weather beaten.
It did, yeah. It was just, there's so many questions around this. What is going on?
Yeah.
What if we see another one? We could turn this into a series.
Right. I'll say this now, and I mean it. If we see, if we see that again, I'm following them until they stop, and I'm going to say,
what is this?
Why have you got a bag of shite on the back of your car?
Yeah.
Did you put it there? Or have you pissed a neighbour off or something?
What happened
I need answers. Our listeners need answers.
What happened to a flaming bag of shite on the doorstep?
Yeah, well, that's a very American fucking thing.
Yeah, it is. But
we don't have porches.
No, but this is more sick and twisted that they want you to travel around with it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's not just on your doorstep. They want people to... The level of humiliation of you're travelling around with this.
And then if they park the car in the garage, that's the garage thinking of it.
You can't get away from this bag of shite.
No.
It's following you.
It's fucking evil, is what it is. If someone's done this as a fucking prank.
It's demented.
Yeah.
I honestly, one of the more odd things I've seen, now I'm kind of hoping we see it again and we can kind of investigate the dog shit bandit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just very worrying, but that was the car in front of me, in the same lane as me.
A good at least 5 minutes we were behind them. I knew. Yeah. I kept looking at it and I was like, that's a bag of shite.
I think because I was giving out about the speed, weren't I?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then you went, never mind that. What about the bag of shite? And I was like, what? And I was like, oh yeah, shit. Literally. Shit.
Yeah, it was either, because I was trying to look, it was either his wife in the car, or either a dog in the car or his wife had very big ears. Yeah, I couldn't see properly. Blonde anyway.
Why does it have to be his wife? It could be his fella.
Could be his fella, yeah.
It could have been a woman driving.
No, it wasn't. It was a guy.
Oh.
But yeah.
Bag of shite.
This is this is something notable in our lives. We're talking about dog shit.
Yeah.
Not even our own dog shit.
It was enough for you to write down and go, we need to discuss that later.
I have to bring it up again. I'm not done with this because it honestly is going to plague me now.
Yeah.
What's going on? What is happening in the world today?
So, part 2.
Part 2.
Crippen.
Oh, Crip.
Yeah.
Crippy.
So,
any other little nicknames for him or? The Cripmeister.
Well, you can't be saying stuff like that.
Why?
Because of the Crips. You don't want them coming.
I don't think he's affiliated.
You don't want them. Well, they don't want to be affiliated with him.
I wouldn't imagine so. No.
No, so you don't want them coming after you.
All right. I apologize to the Crips.
Yeah.
I'm specifically speaking of
Dr. Crippen.
Dr. Crippen.
Yeah.
And I use the word doctor very loosely. The title of doctor. I use it very loosely.
So where you ended the episode, you were teasing that he's going to try and wiggle his way out of this.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember saying, I don't see how he can because he's a fucking idiot. He definitely thinks he's smarter than he is.
Yeah, 100%.
And his mouth's going to get him in trouble. That's what I think. I think he's going to keep coming up with different fucking tales and he's going to be tripping up over his words. Like you when you're doing the podcast. And
Cripping up over his words.
Well done. Fucking brilliant, that.
Terrible, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think in the courtroom, they're just going to have fun with him. They're just going to be making him trip up and be contradictive, and it's fucked. The bird, the typist, I've no idea. Because like I said in the previous episode, I don't think there's enough honour as of yet.
The reason I say, is Crippen going to try and kind of weasel out of it is because although, yes, there are remains and there's bits and pieces here and there, it's quite circumstantial what they have. And as far as the remains go, it's literally a slab of flesh.
In his house.
Yeah. But they cannot definitively link it to Cora. They're going off of the scar on the abdomen, which, yes, 100% that is very
Yeah.
oh, come on. But they can't even say for a fact that it's a woman.
Hmm.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, of course, the defense are going to be like, it's just a bit of flesh. You can't prove that.
Yeah, but when you put it with, he was saying she's gone to a sick relative. No, she hasn't gone for a sick relative. She's gone for something to do with me. She's, and then it changed to, that never happened. She left me for another man.
Mm.
He's just changing, flip-flopping.
Well, I was actually going to say, when we do a two-parter, we usually do a little bit of a recap.
Mm.
So you've given a few bits. Is there anything else you want to recap over, or do you want me to do a quick little roundup?
You can.
Okay. So Crippen, Dr. Crippen.
Use the term doctor very fucking loosely.
Yes, he was a homeopath, and once he moved to the UK with his wife, Cora, he wasn't able to practice because his qualifications weren't sufficient. So he was still selling patent medicines while he was over there.
Mm.
The last time Cora was seen alive was on the 31st of January after a dinner party with their friends. After she seemed to just vanish, pretty much everyone and their fucking mother had questions. And pressure was starting to be kind of applied to Crippen.
Oh, and a big highlight was she had written a letter and sent it to her friends at the guild and spelt her name wrong.
Yeah.
And it weren't her handwriting.
Little known fact, she was dyslexic. No. Like you said, and it's a very good point to do with the letter, you would think he would know how to spell her stage name.
Yeah.
But maybe not if he got his typist and mistress to write it for him. And the lazy bastard didn't even do a quick check on it.
Yeah.
Didn't do a bit of proofreading.
Like, fuck me, when I edit an episode, you proof listen to it.
Yeah.
Even
then.
And then,
shit.
Right. I'm not as bad as them, but I type up an email or type up a message and send it. Done. I've typed it up. If there's a spelling mistake, I don't care. You will type up an email, then you'll delete half of it, then you'll rewrite it, and then you'll read through it about 6 times, and then you might change something else, and then you read through it. Sometimes you will type up an email and never change anything. You will just sit and fucking look at it for at least 20 minutes. And then it might be later on that day. I'll go, did you send that email? No, not yet.
I get very anxious about it. I don't know what it is. I know, I'm very over the top with it. A bit fucking neurotic, but yeah. I'm a measure...
What?
I'm a measure 2,000 times, cut once person. Whereas you are swing a fucking katana at it and hope for the best.
Yeah, but at least... what did you just say?
Neurotic.
Oh. I'm going to say, what? Like, what?
I could tell that was the word you were fixating on. Yeah, so you said about the letter and all that. Although there was some fishy shit going on, the detective talked to Crippen. He was happy with his justification that he had lied, and the reason he'd done so is to avoid the scandal.
Oh, Officer Dewey.
Of Cora, yes. Of Cora having run off with a man to Chicago. And then when the detective went back to, close it off.
Does anyone do
confirm
that?
A few things.
Does anyone run off with a man from Chicago?
I'm sure there has been. I've never been to Chicago. I'm sure it's lovely. What's your issue with Chicago? Or is it the man from Chicago you have the issue with?
I don't know. Like, Chicago's rough, isn't it?
I think there are some areas that are, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Same with Dublin. Same, very definitely, with Sheffield. Yeah. So anyway, detective went back to speak with him. Cripp and Ethel had fucked off. They got the boat, and thank God, the ship's captain was like, hey,
went to
father
Canada.
and son don't tend to cuddle up like that. It's getting a bit close.
Yeah.
They're playing footsie, not right.
Yeah.
So he fucking contacted London, was like, hey, Cripp is here, and some young one.
Yeah.
Ship him off.
And got her dressed up as a boy and he's shagging her.
I don't know if they witnessed it go that far. But it was definitely a bit inappropriate.
Yeah.
For father and son.
Mm.
And for your typist, for that matter. But yeah, the detective headed over to Canada and Crippen was arrested and brought back to England. And he's now on trial for the murder of Cora.
Elmore.
Belle Elmore.
Belle
her stage
Elmore.
name, yeah.
Yeah.
Right, so as we mentioned in the last episode, the defence maintained that Crippen was innocent and that Cora had left for the US. As for the remains found in Crippen's home, they stated that Crippen and Cora had only lived there since 1905 and that the remains must have been left by the previous owner.
One of the things what fucks that up for him is one, decomposition, and two, the chemical what was found on the skin is shit he was fucking using in his practice.
He wasn't. So we're going to talk about that. But there's also something else found with the remains that disproves that theory of the previous owner. Now, they also contested the findings from the autopsy. They stated that as there was a hair follicle found, it can't have been scar tissue. A hair follicle would not be in scar tissue.
Yeah.
They instead stated that it must have been where the skin had simply folded over and kind of, just creased.
That's a bit different to scar tissue.
Yeah, but that's what they're contesting. But the pathologist clarified that there was a hair follicle and it was on the skin, but towards the end of the scar. It wasn't in the scar tissue.
Right. I'm going to say, because scar tissue is like glossy, shiny.
Yeah.
See, even if you'd got skin creased over for fucking ages and then it come apart, you can still tell the difference between a skin crease mark and a scar.
Yeah, but like you said at the start, how is he going to weasel out of it? Well, the defence are trying.
Yeah,
They're just trying to,
Yeah.
Now, the abdominal scar found on the remains was consistent with a scar Cora was not only said to have had, but also in her medical records. Also found with the remains was a piece of fabric. And this fabric matched that of a pair of pyjamas which Crippen had owned. Now, Crippen did still have the bottoms to these pyjamas, but funnily enough, no longer had the top. Not to mention that these pyjamas had only been sold from 1908 onwards. So, Crippen only moved into the house in 1905. So, unless the previous occupants had an elaborate plan to sneak back in to hide these remains and either had the same pyjamas as Crippen or alternatively snuck into his bedroom to steal the pyjama top, I'd say this kind of flies in the face of the whole previous owner argument. That's out the window now.
You know, when it comes to pyjamas for back then, I'd never thought they were two pieces, because so how I thought men, I don't know about women, but women were the same. They'd wear undergarments. When they'd go to bed, they'd literally take off the clothes, and it, like, men would be in a onesie. It'd just be a white onesie.
Yeah, kind of like the long john type.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I even know, but back in the day, this is disgusting hygiene wise. So a man would wear like a white onesie, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
And then he'd wear a suit over it. But he'd get a collar.
Yeah.
And it'd attach to the onesie to make it look like he had a fucking shirt. And he'd walk around all day like that, and then he'd unclip the fucking collar, take the clothes off and get in bed. Can you imagine the smell on the arse of them?
Well, also, people didn't bathe as frequently.
No.
Which, I think if you're not going to bathe as much, you have your fresh clothes
Yes.
to change into, but they're not doing anything.
No. No, they must have had a very potent arse.
They're just cracking the window and hoping the breeze is, ventilating the room enough.
Yeah. But
So
he
what
had
do
a two-piece.
Yeah, that's what. Are you trying to poke a hole in it, saying absolutely not? Crippen would have never. He would have only worn long johns. Yeah. So you're kind of on Crippen's side now. You're kind of working for the defence.
No. I will never be on his. I will never be on the side of a man called Crippen.
For fear of the affiliation.
Yeah.
During the trial, Crippen's assistant William Long testified that Crippen had told him he would be away for a while. He said that right before he had fled, Crippen had given him measurements and asked him to go out and buy a boy's suit. Crippen had also instructed him to sell on the furniture in the home, pay all the bills, and finish up any business matters.
And try and get shot in some of this jewellery.
Well, I believe Crippen took care of that himself, because bear in mind, at first he's going to have to evaluate which is the most expensive, and then, of course, let Ethel pick her favourite pieces.
Oh, yeah.
Emily Jackson, a woman who had previously shared a lodging with Ethel, said that in January, right before Cora's disappearance, Ethel seemed to be acting strange. She described her eyes as having been strained and noted that she seemed depressed. On one occasion, Emily said that Ethel became fairly agitated while she was trying to carry out a relatively simple task. Emily then pressed Ethel for an explanation as to why. She told Emily that it was the doctor, and that while he and his wife go away together, it makes her feel her position. Emily, the truth bomb dropper, told her not to worry about another woman's husband.
Yeah.
The good woman Emily.
Yeah.
Emily's like, what?
Yeah.
Is this really a thing?
And, right, in Ethel's defence, there has been many fucking times I could be trying to open a bag of crisps. Could be something as simple as that. And it's just not fucking working for me. And I lose my temper.
Mm-hmm.
And if you went, the fuck is wrong with you? And I'm like, I would flip even more, because I would see it as you're going, what is wrong with you? Why can't you open a bag of crisps?
Yeah. I believe, don't quote me, I believe it was said that Ethel was unpinning her hair. And like, let's say one of the pins snagged in her hair and she was just like losing it.
Yeah, but that's understandable.
That was my next point. If I'm doing my hair and it's not going right, or I like if you pull my hair, I'll fucking lose it.
Yeah.
If I'm trying to brush my hair and I catch on a knot and Neil's also talking to me, it's like overload. And I will freak out.
Fun fact about Megan and her hair. So especially if we're like, say if we're laid in bed watching telly, like God forbid if she's already fell asleep. If I'm lent on her hair and I go to get up, the noise what comes out of her, she sounds like
you said a chimp.
A chimp, yeah.
Yeah. Do you know what it is, Neil? I have quite fine, thin hair, so I've got to protect what I've got left. Do you know what I mean? You fucking trying to rip it out my head. Have some respect.
Fucking elbow dug in it, trying to get up.
But you know, maybe, again, I'm judging Ethel. Maybe that was her issue as well. Maybe she was concerned.
Could be.
Probably not, though. She said it was the doctor.
Yeah.
It's also...
Yeah, she fucked it.
It's the wording as well. I understand, you know, people spoke slightly differently over 100 years ago. But I love the wording of, you know, makes me feel my position.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, you feel that fucking position. Over there, in the corner.
Yeah.
The next month, following Cora's disappearance, she noted that Ethel had been staying out at night. And in early March, Ethel, with Crippen by her side, announced that they had married, even showing Emily the ring, presumably one that had belonged to Cora. A co-worker of Crippen's also said that he had been told that he and Ethel were married, by Crippen. When the chemist was asked if he had ever supplied Crippen with hyoscine previous to the purchase on the 17th of February, he told him that he hadn't, and noted that they don't even keep that quantity in stock. So, I think we mentioned that earlier, but Crippen didn't even use this.
But I thought he did.
No. It wasn't a usual purchase for him. He was buying this clearly for a specific reason.
Right, okay.
In regards to Crippen's story to the detective that Cora had left him for another man, well, Cora's alleged lover, Bruce Miller, did testify.
What?
Oh, it's getting
He's real?
It's getting juicy now, isn't it? No, Bruce Miller is real. Is the story real?
No, but how much of a fucking idiot can you be to make a lie about someone who actually exists?
Right. I'm going to tell you why I think Crippen chose Brucey Boy as the scapegoat here.
Okay.
So, while it's true that he now lived in Chicago and had worked in the music hall profession, that was about it. Bruce confirmed that he would receive a Christmas or birthday card from Cora, but there was never a proposition for Cora to come to Chicago with him, and that he had never even heard such a thing. It wasn't even like gossip.
Yeah.
And he was like, no. Before his move to Chicago, the two had been friends. He said that he was fond of Cora, but he maintained that it was purely platonic, as they were both married to other people. He also stated that both his wife and Crippen knew of their friendship and the letters that they had sent to each other. And what I think is, with some of the letters sent between the pair being kind of, cutesy, like signing it off as, quote, love and kisses to brown eyes, Crippen saw this as a means of evidence to her connection to Bruce and knew he could play it up.
Right.
You see what I mean?
Yeah.
But is it really that surprising that two people that are into the theatre are a little bit more theatrical in their,
day-to-day lives?
Yeah, and how they talk to each other. Like,
yeah.
Come on, Crippen.
Yeah, they like to, I don't know, they like to speak differently, don't they?
They're having a bit of fun with it. They're being colourful in their language, like, not in the fucking bastard kind of way, but I mean in the theatre way.
Yeah.
But I personally believe that is why he would be dumb enough to give the name of a real person that could connect back. I think he's like this.
When you said it in part one, I thought, well, it's just a made up person. They're never going to find this guy.
Well, Bruce Miller is not like an unusual name.
Yeah.
No, Brucey was very much real. And he was like, this didn't happen.
I think Crippen's fucked.
Just a little bit.
It's not going his way.
Well, the trial lasts for 5 days and it only took the jury 27 minutes to find Crippen guilty for the murder of Cora.
Well, they had to enjoy them cups of tea. That's why it took so long.
27 minutes. I'd only be able to drink 1 cup in that time, I think.
2.
I'm not a very fast drinker.
2 cups of tea.
27. Do you know when I read that says like it took 7 hours? And I'm thinking, in the grand scheme of things, to assess all the evidence and potentially condemn someone to death, 7 hours is not a long time. 27 minutes, Neil.
Yeah.
Now, what about Ethel? What do you think?
Like I said, I don't think she's fully innocent, but I don't think they've got anything on her.
Ethel was acquitted, and she went on to live her life without any real repercussions, it seems. Which, I don't know how you feel about it. Ethel seems to be a somewhat enigmatic character in this. It was said that Ethel was a hard-working, respectable girl, and all of her statements to the detectives had been the truth, which I would like to say, how the fuck can you know that to be the truth? And how can you know her statements are true?
Is she still kicking?
I wouldn't imagine so.
1900s.
It was 1910. And if she's already in her 20s then, she must have the elixir.
Yeah.
It was said that she did not assist him in terms of giving money or warning, and that simply going away with someone isn't sufficient to show that she had been an accessory to a crime. Which, yeah, fair. But was she withholding information to protect him? The detectives didn't seem to think that she had any knowledge of the murder, and they seemed to show a great deal of compassion towards Ethel. It was said that she was being treated more like a patient rather than a prisoner. And I can understand to a point, as they needed Ethel's statements to corroborate the servants' accounts against Crippen.
Yeah.
Was that a word, how I just said his name? Crippen.
I heard Crippen.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
It sounded a mess in my head. But you remember the servant from the house? She was amazing.
Yes.
She was literally like, I'm fairly certain.
Yeah.
He's done something.
He's done her in.
And then the fact that she was like, well, let me just check her room. She's like, all of her clothes and jewelry are here.
Yeah.
Guys. Like, I mean, even that he spent all day in the cellar and asked not to be disturbed. It's like, even if there was no worry of a missing wife, but like, what are you doing down there all day?
Yeah.
What are you fucking at?
Why did you keep running Black and Decker down there? Or Glockenspiel? Or whatever they used back then. I know a Glockenspiel's something.
What about the old Mattox or whatever it was called? Remember from the Lawson one? Was it Mattox?
Mattox?
Do you remember? I was like, it's like a pickaxe, but it's not.
Oh, yeah, that.
There's Mattox and Maddox or something. I don't know.
You won't be able to use that to hack up a body.
I'm not saying he did. I'm just trying to help you on the, you're trying to think of what old-timey tools
Yeah,
he was using.
I said glockenspiel. I think that was like a pulley. I think. But it was definitely summer.
It was definitely a thing at some point in history.
Yeah, they used it on Laurel and Hardy.
Mm.
So it was around then.
Like the hoist, is that what you're thinking?
I think so. I think
okay.
that's a glockenspiel.
For all the pianos you're going to drop on people.
Yeah.
Now, a lot of the evidence they had was circumstantial. And I think with Ethel, she seems to have been an incredibly naive young woman. And Crippen was taking advantage of this. You know, he was still able to have a romantic partner that didn't ask a lot of questions. Something he would have never gotten away with a stronger personality like Cora. Now, I do admit, referring to herself as Mrs. Crippen and wearing Cora's clothing is odd, even creepy.
Yeah, I wonder if she wasn't
yes,
fully intelligent.
Mm-hmm. That is my guess here. That's definitely a theory.
Yeah.
But it could have been the case that Crippen had told her, you know, poor old me, the downtrodden husband, my wife ran off with another man, I'm lonely, all this shit. Now, again, like I'm not saying it's okay, but was she kind of given this leeway to walk into a position like, I'm going to care for you?
Yeah.
Again, if she's the young, naive woman on the scene. And as for the clothing, it could have been, well, she's not going to come back for it. If there's anything else you like, take it. You know what I mean? It could have been that.
That's what I said in part 1.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it definitely could have been something as simple as that. And then Ethel, from, you know, the image we're getting of her, was basically over there thinking she was fucking Julia Roberts and Pretty Woman.
Yeah.
She's just living her best life.
Yeah.
And then while on the boat, she thought she was Julia Roberts at the 1990 Golden Globes.
Am I supposed to get that reference?
I didn't think you would.
No.
It's a very niche reference.
I said Oliver Twist or something, didn't I, in part 1?
I don't know.
Oh, I said people on the boat are going to be like, why's that chimney sweeper got a set of tits? That's what I said.
But if you get the Julia Roberts reference, I'm delighted. If you don't, look it up. We'll post a picture. Post a picture of Julia Roberts and Pretty Woman and then whatever, and then be like, Ethel before and after.
Okay. That's not disrespectful at all to Julia Roberts.
I was going to say to who? Now, Ethel's mother did send her a telegram which read, quote, "My darling daughter, I implore you to tell the police everything you know and let nothing count more than the establishment of your innocence. However great may be your affection for your husband, do not, dear, let it be more to you than the duty you owe yourself, your mother, and your brothers. Be brave, little girl, and have no fear. We are confident of your innocence." So again, there's that reference to marriage. Like, what the fuck's going on here? Is Ethel just living in a fantasy of, you know, being married and to a doctor?
Yeah.
Well, not really a doctor, but
well, yeah,
he likes to claim it.
Doctor's very loose.
I'm sure Ethel liked to claim it as well.
But this is it, right? So I was there thinking, because I'd never looked into Crippen, and I was there thinking, what is it about Crippen that Ethel is all about? Because it's not exactly minted, is it?
It would have been well off. Yeah.
Oh, because I was thinking, maybe he's a good-looking fella. The guy looks like a bald frog with a mustache.
You know, like, even the worst, I don't tend to want to just go in on someone's appearance because it's not relevant. But again, like I said in the last episode, same as his personality, same as his looks, he's a fucking dweeb. Do you know what I mean? Like, he's just, fuck you.
Yeah.
I can't with this guy. But yeah, no, I mean, again, going back round to it, I can't help but feel that, you know, whatever's going on with Ethel, and she's kind of very naive, and in this fantasy world, I'm with a doc, like, he's giving me attention.
Yeah.
He's picked me. And it's like, sweetheart, you're a baby. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It only started because his missus was shagging someone else.
It's like, that's the thing as well. Like, whatever the case may be, they were married, they were, you know, they're doing their thing. Especially, I mean, it's common nowadays, people to stay married, they're not really together.
Yeah.
But especially back then, like I said, the keeping up appearances thing. Whatever about Cora being off with people, whatever about, I mean, maybe not your 20-odd-year-old typist, but whatever about Crippen if he entered into another relationship. That's neither here nor there. The very naive young girl
Yeah.
is, you know?
There's a reason why men go for the younger women.
Easy to manipulate.
Yes.
The only thing with Ethel that really, really does not add up, assuming she was in on it, why did she go along with it and dress up to go on the run? If she knows
She's just doing what he says.
Yeah, I know. I get that. But if she knows nothing about that, I can't understand why she'd do it unless, as both of us thought independently, we're talking about a case of lacking intellectual capability. Ethel was not fully understanding and just, as you said, going along with what Crippen said.
Yeah, like, that's what I'm picturing. I'm picturing she isn't a full shilling and it's yes.
Yeah.
Yep. She's just, whatever he says.
He's got my best interest at heart.
Yeah.
Exactly. Now, obviously, this is all speculation. We don't know what the case is.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying it seems there are a few options here. She knew exactly what he had done and she's just as much of a scumbag, or she was oblivious to the reality and gravity of the situation. It's that, or the detectives were just acting like absolute saps because she was a young, attractive woman.
Yeah.
I think, though, that's kind of what we're dealing with here. I can't see another way. And I'm pretty convinced it was Ethel writing the letters for Crippen.
Yeah, could be.
How the fuck did he spell her name wrong? I could see him getting Ethel to write it thinking, oh, it's a more feminine handwriting. Still not Cora's, but it's still more feminine style. But the spelling Elmore wrong. Surely Crippen wouldn't have done that.
Yeah. I bet he was an idiot.
He was, yes, but I can't, like, the two L's. The only way out of that, if it had been Crippen, is say he just looped the L and automatically looped another one.
Yeah.
He was in a hurry, quickly said, but again, it just doesn't, how? It's such a small detail, but it's huge if you're going to try and pull something like this off.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe, you know, like you said, dyslexic. And then with the handwriting, he just thought the women wouldn't pick up on it. Maybe
wild, though, isn't
maybe
it?
he just underestimated the women's guild.
I think Crippen underestimated just about every fucker around him. He thought he was that superior.
Yeah.
That no one's going to really question the great Dr. Crippen. Either way, on the 23rd of November 1910, Crippen was hanged for the murder of Cora at Pentonville Prison.
Hung.
Hanged.
Hung.
Hanged.
He was hung for a murder.
Hanged.
Hung.
Hung.
It doesn't matter how you fucking say it.
You're hanged.
That doesn't sound right.
It doesn't.
Hung.
Hanged.
So what's hung?
You hung a coat on the rack.
Well, they
but
hung
the man
him
was hanged.
on the noose.
He was hung on the noose.
Yeah.
But he was hanged.
Okay.
I believe.
Agree to disagree.
It's gonna be fucking awkward if I'm wrong now. No, it's hanged, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. We have a lot of opinionated listeners who are going to let us know.
Yeah. They'll just agree with you. They always do.
So, before his execution, Crippen asked to be buried with a photo of Ethel as well as the letters which she had sent to him, and this request was granted. Again, the cutesy, almost teenage-like infatuation with each other. That's the sense I'm getting from them. It feels so weird and inappropriate to me.
Yeah.
If Ethel had been like that, I would have been like, girl, come on. But it's something to do with him. I'm just like, you're fucking weird.
Yeah.
You know? In 1951, the house where the murders took place was demolished. In March of 2025, Crippen's leather-bound prayer book was to go up for auction. It had an estimate of between £250 and £350. About 10 years previous to this, Crippen's prescription book also went up for auction. They were expected to sell for up to £5,000.
What?
They failed to meet the reserve, though, and they were not sold. It's kind of a weird one, isn't it? That the whole kind of murder memorabilia shit.
Yeah. It's like what you said about, was it the Lawson family?
What, taking the piece of the cake?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like taking raisins and stuff off it.
That's, super fucked up, given that it's the actual scene of the murder.
Yeah.
You know, that they'd open the house. That's even worse. I kind of feel like with stuff like this, it's one thing to display it in a museum. I don't really know why you necessarily want it in your possession.
I remember that with my dad. You know, when I said, but it nicked a piece of the Alcatraz wall.
Mm.
And it was just a bit of fucking stone, like. And I says, well, yeah, but what have you got it for? And he went, so I can say I have a piece of Alcatraz. Doesn't make sense. Like, if you would have got caught, you were going to prison.
Yeah, I mean, whether it's owning it or kind of, you know, like people who do like, they do something, you know, some activity that's kind of out there. It's like,
Yeah.
what do you want to do that for? To say I've done it. What?
Yeah.
I don't really get that.
Yeah.
If you, right, let's say bungee jumping.
Yeah.
You want to do it because you like the adrenaline, the rush, whatever.
Hmm.
I don't get that, but I can understand you want that high in the moment.
Yeah.
But I don't get why you're going to do something that you don't want to do just to say you've done it.
Yeah.
What's the fucking point? You're clearly not that interesting from the beginning if you feel you have to do this.
Yeah.
Just fucking give it a rest.
There's a guy who I knew who used to, you know, do all that shit, jumping out of planes, and he had wingsuits and all that shit. And he, you know, he's there talking to me as if it's a completely normal fucking activity. And he's like, have you ever done it? And I went, no.
The squirrel yolks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was like, no. And he's like, if you ever want to go up, I'll take you up.
Yeah.
You'll be fine. And I'm like, you will never get me to go up and do that. Why would I do it? And do you know what he said? When you jump out the first time, you're absolutely petrified, but you're going to die. And he actually said, if you are going through depression, I highly recommend that you do something like hang gliding, because when you jump out of that plane, you start fearing for your life. And then when you hit the floor, you've got this overwhelming feeling of relief, and your depression's gone because now you're not wanting to die and stuff. You realised you wanted to live. And I was like, that is the stupidest fucking thing I have ever heard.
Okay, first of all, that sounds like someone who's never gone through depression. That's my first thing. And the second, I don't know. Just my opinion on it. I don't know. But it sounds to me very unhealthy to try and replace, you know, depression or suicidal thoughts with a high that you're going to keep chasing. And if you don't get it...
Well, this is it.
You know?
Yeah, because... So, say you've done that the first time and it works. It's like, oh my God, that worked. And then you stub your toe and you're depressed again. You're not going to get the same fucking feeling jumping out of the plane.
Yeah.
You're going to be like, well, if everything goes well, I know I'm going to land on the floor.
Yeah.
So now what are you going to do? Fucking jump in front of a train, like run across in front of a train, you know?
Constantly chasing a high.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I loosely, and I mean very loosely, I could get where he was coming from. But I was also like, no, that is not fucking right.
At a very, very base level, I get what you're saying, but I think it's fucking stupid.
Yeah.
Essentially.
It's going to cure your depression.
Not like, come on, man, no. So back to Crippen memorabilia.
Mm.
In Madame Tussauds' Chamber of Horrors, they have on display a pair of Crippen's glasses. There was also a waxwork of Crippen, but I'm unsure if it is still on display to this day.
Oh, we could have some fun with that.
What you mean, posing with Crip?
Yeah. Like, maybe can shove my fist up his ass and stuff.
Mm.
People are going to be walking past going, what the fuck is he doing?
I've actually never been.
Madame Tussauds?
Yeah.
I went to one. It wasn't very good. I think it was in Blackpool. Felt a bit cheap.
Blackpool.
Yeah. But the big uns are supposed to be really good. I think the one I went to had all the rejects.
Well, this one was in London, so it's the real deal.
Okay.
You know what I mean? I'd never really... I think it's interesting, it's amazing what they can do, but I don't really get the appeal of going and looking at waxworks made of people.
Like, this is going to upset our listeners.
We're very opinionated today, aren't we?
This is going to upset some of our listeners. So, in Dublin at the minute, a museum has come round. There's two. One is an oddity museum, and one is a serial killer, like, exhibition museum thing. And some people were talking about it at work, and someone came up to me and went, "Oh, I take it you and Megan are going." And I said, "No, I wanted to go." Megan said, "No, she wasn't interested in going and seeing that," I think is how she put it.
I'm not.
And I was like, if we went in there and took videos and photos, it'd be good content.
I don't know. There's something about it. It just feels a bit tacky to me.
Yeah, but people like tacky.
Okay. Actually, on the note of us being like so critical and judgmental, I want to issue an apology, Neil.
To who?
The listeners. One specifically. So we were slagging rotten at people who spend out on expensive phones not long back.
Yeah.
And one of the listeners, I believe, is in the Facebook group, said that they use their expensive phone to listen to Mortal Musings to fall asleep at night.
Who the fuck falls asleep listening to us?
We've got very soothing voices.
Well, just in case that she's fallen asleep now.
But oh well, there's no need for that. No, but that was really nice, and it put me in my place. And
Yeah.
I'm sorry for being such a judgmental, opinionated little shit.
But I'm still not paying 1,600 quid for a phone.
No.
Where you're snapping the screen off of each other.
No, you do you.
Yeah.
I'll try to be less judgmental, but I'm not doing it.
Yeah. And I'm not getting an Apple because, I don't know, I've grown quite fond of charging my phone once a day.
That is a fair point, well made. Now, let's talk about some alleged updates in the case.
Updates.
Yeah. In more recent years, concerns have been raised over whether Crippen was actually responsible for the murder of Cora.
Yes, he was.
Yeah, he was. The question has still been raised, though.
Yeah. By whom?
Dr. David Foran, the head of... I'm going to read now. By who? Dr. David Foran, the head of forensic science at Michigan State University, and his team, they began working on a sample that was kept in the Museum of Royal London Hospital archives.
What's it got to do with him? What's it got to do with him?
Well, I mean,
Right.
nothing really.
No, right. Do you know when I've talked about all these scientists and shit wasting fucking time? What? Right. She's dead.
Sorry, just scientists wasting time compared to us sitting here shouting on about it.
No, but people can learn from us.
No,
right?
no.
So she's dead. He's been hung. I take it at this point fucking Ellen's gone. Ethel, sorry.
Did you say Ellen?
Ellen. Yeah.
No, Ethel, yeah.
Ethel. She's
Yeah. Ethel.
she's probably gone. At this point. Why are you're not even a copper.
Interfering,
why are you poking about in that when you could be trying to fucking cure cancer or fucking trying to find a way of making cars run on fucking water, or like, why are you prodding and poking at this and then a rabbit and then a fucking rat and like...
You're set off again, aren't you? Not having it.
They piss me off. They're like, yeah, people are still dying from cancer, but look what this pig does.
We've trained this pig.
Do you know what they do? Right. I'm sorry, people are still dying from cancer and AIDS, but look what we did with this hamster. We made its hair fall out, and then and then we gave it this, and its hair grew back. It's like, oh,
yeah, it's fucked.
Oh, bravo!
Well, the testing on animals,
Peace prize.
Testing on animals, full stop, is just fucking twisted. But
Yeah.
you do make it, a colourful description.
Yeah.
And I was entertained. Thank you very much. No, I get what you're saying, but I disagree in terms of, I think it's important that if there is a doubt, let's open it up again. Let's look into it.
Who had the doubt? That's what I mean. There was no doubt.
There was some doubt, allegedly, among some people.
Tossers.
Yes, I would tend to agree with you.
I'd call them Crippens.
Look, my point being, I think it is good. And I think it is important that if there is any doubt or worries, concerns, anything that is ever kind of niggled away, why not look into it again if you can, right? Having said that, I don't think this is the case to look into.
No.
I think it's pretty clear what fucking happened.
Do you know what? Right. What's his name?
Dr. David Foran.
Is he still kicking about?
Yeah, I believe so, yeah.
David boy, Yuba County 5. Solve that one.
That's a very good point, right? Now, I'm not saying it's up to David as a forensic scientist to solve that.
Yeah.
But there are so many cases where it's like, no, seriously,
they're unsolved.
What's going on?
Yeah.
Or even if they're, someone's been convicted, executed for, whatever a case may be, but it's like there are still questions there. With Crippen, it's like the only... I don't want to say it's a question.
The biggest questions are on Ethel.
Fucking sus. There's question marks galore with that woman.
There's none on Crippen.
The only thing with the case of Crippen is the literal case, the trial, in terms of so much of it was circumstantial. The actual remains that were there were so minimal.
Yeah.
But I don't think there's a doubt that Crippen did it. There's doubt trying to prove it. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
Now, to do with the alleged case updates, after 7 years, the team were able to track down 3 distant relatives of Cora who lived in California and Puerto Rico. They began comparing mitochondrial DNA from the remains presented during the trial to samples taken from Cora's living relatives. Dr. David Foran has stated, quote, "That body cannot be Cora Crippen. We're certain of that."
Bollocks.
Well...
Bollocks. He's just trying to make a name for himself. He's trying to get in the fucking headlines.
Mm-hmm.
David, fuck off.
The problem is, we don't even know for a fact that these relatives of Cora are actually related to her. Jonathan Menges, a writer and genealogist, has disputed Dr. Foran's findings. He stated that the genealogy links made to Cora are flawed and that there isn't even a birth cert for Cora. Apparently, birth certs were not common in the US at that time, and it wasn't even a requirement across all states until 1919, 9 years after Cora's disappearance. He has also criticised the fact that these findings were first revealed for a documentary, and I would agree with that. That definitely puts a bit of doubt as to the credibility for me, and you said it straight off the bat.
Yeah.
He wants to be known for something. It feels like a case of him wanting to be known for something, and what better way than to produce new findings for an incredibly well-publicised case that is over 100 years old.
It should be stripped of his doctor, I'm telling you, because I'm getting absolutely sick of this, where you've got all these people with these fucking titles and they've got all this funding, and what are they fucking doing with it? Like, what? Why are you looking into a case that is essentially solved? Like I said, if you were looking into an unsolved case, like I said, Yuba County 5, that's a perfect example. No one knows. No one really has a theory on what happened with Yuba County 5. So if you could give any fucking intel onto that, money well spent.
Yeah.
But this, like,
I tell you
he
what,
had a thing for Crippen. That's what it is.
One thing that really bothers me is the Jack the Ripper case. It's how people have their own theories and they're very like, no, this has to be the way it is. Like, none of us fucking know.
Yeah.
We all have ideas, we all have theories, but people kind of try to act like they're the detective. Yeah. Like, I'm the I'm the one who knows. And it's like, just shut the fuck up.
Like I said to you, I'm not saying, with the Jack the Ripper case, I'm not saying there wasn't a murderer, but it's very theatrical. It's, for me, I think it's just fucking capital of the UK, tourism, fucking attraction. That's what it is.
I completely agree that although the murders did happen, it is massively pumped up and people still to this day are buying into it.
Yeah.
And it's this whole kind of like, the enigma of Jack the Ripper. And oh my God. It's like, These women were fucking brutally murdered, mutilated.
Yeah.
And you're so obsessed with fucking Jackie Boy over there.
Someone with a fucking Mac and a cap on.
Yeah.
Like, fuck's sake.
Mm. Glad we're on the same page.
I've always said it. It's a tourist attraction. It's the way of the UK making money. Right. It's our equivalent of Paddy's Day. How much fucking money you lot fucking make in this country over Paddy's Day? That is what the fucking Ripper Murders is in the UK.
Yeah.
And I will say that well, I've said it publicly now. That's what I'm saying against the UK.
Mm.
Them women's lives didn't fucking matter.
No, of course
it's just
not. Because
money.
to them, right, the women come second to all the possible suspects.
Yeah.
They're the names that we keep discussing, not so much these women.
Yeah.
And it's like,
yeah,
it does. One guy's a dickhead to the next guy's a prick and it's like,
yeah,
it could have been anyone, and obviously we'd love to know, but we're not gonna. Like the likelihood of us ever knowing definitively is slim to none.
Did you hear the latest with Jack the Ripper case?
Do you remember? Sorry, just before you go on,
Thinking is American.
Oh, that's what I was going to say. The H.H. Holmes thing.
Yeah.
That don't even fucking start with me on that. I can't with that fucking theory.
Yeah, because H.H. Holmes visited London. That's it. I watched a 3-part documentary.
Hey, you're an Englishman who's come to Ireland. Are you St. Patrick?
Yeah.
Like, what?
Yeah, I watched a 3-part documentary, and by the end of it, the connection was H.H. Holmes once went to London.
It's the same as this. It's
around that time.
We're putting this forward, and we're confident in what we're saying.
Yeah.
Therefore, believe it.
Yeah.
It's like, no, I remember you watching that, and you said it to me, like, do you want to watch it? I went, no. I actually will make a point of refusing to watch it. There's so many times I'll watch something, just to get the other side of the argument. I know I'm not going to agree.
Yeah.
But I want to hear it to have an opinion. That I don't need an opinion on. It's bollocks.
Yeah.
Did you enjoy watching it at least for entertainment value?
No.
Oh.
It was the same level as, I don't want to be disrespectful, but I can't remember her name. Do you know the Asian girl in Cecil Hotel?
Yeah, Elisa Lam. Or Elisa Lam?
Yeah. That is the biggest waste of time for watching a documentary I've ever had.
Fucking. I mean, it's Netflix. What did we expect?
It was.
But, yeah. They made an entire series to say at the end,
we don't know what happened.
Yeah. They were like, it was an accident. And it's like, bollocks.
Yeah.
Fucking bollocks
but
talk.
The worst bit was at the beginning, they were like, was it an accident? Or was it deliberate? And then they wasted 6 hours of your fucking life to then at the end go, we still don't know if it was an accident.
Do you know, the show wasn't put together very well. If they had started the show and said, this is our theory, we believe it was an accident, this is why we think that.
Yeah.
And then they went, but just for the sake of a fair kind of discussion, this is everything else and all the other theories. And at the end, kind of, you make up your mind of what you think it was.
Yeah.
Is there anything you can connect? But to do all of that and then be like, no, it wasn't the case. And trying to tell us, nah, this is what happened. It's fine. It's like, what?
Yeah.
Fuck off.
So David got fucked off.
David, we're now on to John Testrel, right? According to John, a toxicologist involved in the new research, quote, it is so unusual that a poisoner would dismember the victim because a poisoner attempts to get away with murder without leaving any trace. In my data of 1,100 poisoning cases, this is the only one which involves dismemberment. A poisoner wants the death to appear natural so he can get a death certificate. This is the only case I know of where the victim was dismembered. It doesn't make sense. So although I take his point, right, I do think we sort of, we can kind of box ourselves in and kind of diminish critical thinking when we try to say, no, it's not this type of killer's usual MO, therefore it can't be true. Do you know what I mean? Obviously, profiling is a helpful tool. I'm not trying to diminish that.
But it's not the be all and end all.
Exactly. I do think it can hinder investigations if you're, if you become too rigid in your scope.
So someone could quite easily, be strangling with a ligature over and over again to multiple different women and then shoot a man in the head.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't mean anything. It's just, like you said, it's not their usual fucking ammo.
It's part of the working out.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, like, fucking, if you do like a maths exam, yeah, you get points for the answer, but you get more points for the working out.
Do you know you get points right for spelling your name right as well? Well,
Crippen would have fucking failed, wouldn't he? Now, 2 weeks before Crippen was to be hanged, he was reported to have wrote, quote, "I am innocent, and someday evidence will be found to prove it."
Still
and
waiting.
I think these guys took that personally.
Yeah.
One of them actually said something like, when I read this, ooh, the hairs on my arms stood up. Like, I didn't write down the quote because I've got to be honest, I didn't give a shit. But there was kind of one of those where he was like, oh, I'm getting the shivers. And it's like,
yeah.
Or Crippen was just trying to maintain his innocence as he did throughout the trial.
Yeah.
Come on. By the way, just to kind of round that up, this new DNA analysis that was conducted was said to have been a, quote, special technique, which is, quote, very new and is, quote, only done by his team. And of course, don't forget the samples they're working from are not the best, to say the least.
So don't ever take him or his team seriously with anything.
I mean,
it's only us who use it. There's a reason for that.
It's new, it's special, and it's only us. Very elitist sounding, is it not? It's a bit dodgy.
Yeah.
Also, because of this new investigation, Scotland Yard did offer to retest the evidence for a fee, and they decided against this. So again, bit dodgy. Don't you think? They were kind of like, the price was outrageous. We're not paying that. And it's like, but surely if you want someone to confirm your new advancements and your new technique, it's worth paying the fee. But they're like, oh, it's too expensive. We're not doing that.
He's related to Crippen or something.
Do you know what another thing that came? Like,
he's an obsessed.
It's a thin.
Fan.
It's a thin connection, but it's also Michigan, where Crippen's from. So I'm like, is this some weird, like, kind of, he's from Michigan? I know it's incredibly
help
fucking
a brother
thin.
out.
Yeah, I know it's such a thin argument, but I did kind of go, oh, Michigan.
Take my strong hand.
So just while we're on the topic of trying to debunk it, again, I thought I'd throw some other stuff in. In 1910, not long after the trial, a woman by the name of Belle Rose entered the US through Ellis Island from Bermuda. 10 years later, this same woman was said to have been registered as living with Cora's sister in New York. Which, okay. But it's not an unheard of name, and it was more popular back in the 19th and 20th century, so there's that.
Yeah.
Like, Belle isn't an unusual name.
Yeah.
Now, in regards to the criticism that this new, very special, very new, exclusive technique has had, Dr. David Foran has responded to it and said, quote, "I don't really care one way or the other whether the body was Cora Crippen's. I have no interest in clearing Crippen's name. What I care about is being right. We tested and tested and tested. And if I had any doubts whatsoever, I would have never come out with it. The body is not Cora Crippen's." Bit salty sounding, isn't it?
Yes. Yes.
Can I just say as well, the idea that Crippen chose the more, cowardly option of poisoning, and therefore it's unlikely that he would have then dismembered her body. Again, I take the point. Definitely can take the point. But also, Crippen would have known about different medications and sedatives. It would have been easy for him, and it wouldn't have aroused much suspicion when he initially purchased it.
Yeah.
But not to mention, Crippen seemed to think much more of himself and his capabilities than his actual qualifications dictated. Is it really that unbelievable that the man who is constantly referred to as a quack thought his knowledge of anatomy would serve him well enough to dismember a body with confidence?
Well, yeah, he thinks himself as a doctor. I can imagine he thinks himself as a surgeon as well.
Exactly. Like the poison thing, I think he has relatively easy access to it. Grand.
Yeah.
The dismemberment is like, I have to do this to get rid of the body, and I'm well capable of doing so. You know what I mean? Case closed.
Yeah.
J. Patrick Crippen, Crippen's closest living relative, which is his second cousin 3 times removed to be precise, has said that he believes Crippen should be exonerated. He also hopes to have his remains buried in the family's plot in Michigan.
Have him. Fucking have him.
Quote,
But you can't have a dog.
No, not Dot. You can take old Crip.
Yeah.
Not Spot over there.
Yeah.
Max. What other? Rex?
Yeah. Rover.
Max. Quote, the evidence says the man should be pardoned, but everyone thinks of him as a murderer. Every time I've come through customs in England, someone has made a comment on my name, linking me to a murderer.
Yeah.
Okay, well, don't go to England if it's so bothersome to you, or if that's not an option.
Change your name.
Exactly. Let's say he has to go to England for work. He's back and forth. Why don't you look into changing your name?
Change your name. It's fucking Crippen anyway.
I also find it odd that he's so troubled by the connection, but is willing to speak to the media to link himself further to this distant relative who murdered his wife.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck are you doing, Patrick? Quote.
Paddy Crippen.
Paddy Crippen.
Paddy Crippen.
That's like a stage name, that is. Come on. Street name. Quote. Those of us in the family who have ever taken the time to explore the circumstances surrounding the trial, conviction and hanging of Dr. Crippen have never been convinced that this was the finest example of English justice. That's a fucking weird sentence. If anything, the Brits are notorious for injustices.
Well,
come on.
We do our best.
Anyway, that is the case of Dr. Crippen and the murder of Cora Turner. By the way, Crippen's distant relative, who was very upset about his name and the English, has tried to get the case reopened. He failed, as the Criminal Case Review Commission declined to refer the case to the Court of Appeals, as he is too distant of a relative to have a sufficient interest.
Oh.
I would say fair.
Well, I just want to say, right, he did it. Obviously, he fucking did it. And if any listener messages me or comments, I think it's very circumstantial, I will come at you with both hands.
I mean, I'd be in the same page as you.
Look at a photo of him and it's like, okay, yeah, he did it.
He's dodgy.
He fucking did it.
I personally think he's a piece of shit, and I do think he killed Cora. Simple as. But let's say he didn't, right?
Mm.
If he didn't, what was he running from? It's not like the police were honing in on him. That wasn't until after he fled and found the remains.
Yes.
Some believe he might have thought that the police did suspect him, but even with that, it's incredibly extreme to not only go on the run and disguise yourself, but also dress your mistress as your son in order to run from a crime you didn't commit.
Yes.
And let's say if it wasn't Cora's body but someone else's, well, he's still got some fucking answering to do, doesn't he?
Yeah. Yeah, it's that bit. It's dressing her up as a lad. It's you're trying to stay hidden.
Yes.
Done.
There's so
Guilty.
many. There's so many fucking components. It's the running. It's the disguising as well. Like, you're that paranoid about getting caught. If it's not Cora, let's go with that. Then there's still someone else. You still have to. And this whole fucking. It was the previous owner. Fuck off. It wasn't. If it's not Cora, who is it?
Yeah. He might have been sat talking to her and been like, how did you spell her name? Or if she turned to him and went, is it 1 L or 2? And he was like, what? You put 2 L's? Right. We
sat there over a game of whisk.
We need to go to Canada immediately.
Yeah. I don't know. To me, it seems like Crippen just wanted more of a submissive wife, and he was willing to go to extremes to get rid of Cora and carry on with his young, naive Ethel. But he seems to forget with, how some like to describe Cora: loud, domineering, attention-grabbing. People were going to notice when she wasn't there. Crippen was said to have been kind to Cora, but because she was a big personality, she could come off as being a bit overpowering, which I think maybe not so much on the pod, but in our day-to-day lives, your personality compared to mine, at times you overpower a conversation as a more confident social person than I am. Meaning, I'm not saying it wasn't fucking annoying for Crippen, but it doesn't make Cora this nasty, formidable woman. She's just a stronger personality.
Yeah.
I think it's just bollocks. Also, if you're trying to tell me that Cora never mentioned anything to the couple at dinner, or that it was really that serious and that last minute, that Cora, who apparently loved to be the centre of attention, why did she not try and make more of a song and dance about her dramatic exit? You know what I mean? And what was going on in her life in America. And I have to go over to America last minute. It doesn't make any sense. And one of her friends did ask why Cora had not sent a postcard. So I'm guessing it is something that would have been expected of Cora. They knew Cora was going to tell them about her lives.
Yeah.
Or about her life. So
showing off.
Yeah. Again, if we're to believe Cora is this personality and she is fucking so...
Yeah.
You know. Crippen, like many of the details in this case, it's not adding up.
No. It's him.
He's a bollocks.
So, oddity.
Execution by elephant.
That'd do it.
Just a bit. A tad. Did you know that elephants used to be used as a method of execution?
I did.
Oh, okay. Well. Yeah. We'll continue on just for the sake of the episode, yeah?
Really? Did they?
Neil, they actually, I swear to God they did.
Tell me more.
Well, I'm gonna.
Okay.
So not only are elephants large and easily capable of killing a person by their weight alone, but highly intelligent and therefore were able to be trained to do so. But the use of the elephant was also symbolic. It showed power to be able to command such a large, powerful animal. In some Southeast Asian countries, and in particular India, death by elephant was a popular form of execution. These elephants were trained to crush those condemned to death. But in some reported cases, the deaths were not so swift, as the elephants were also taught to torture people to death.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Oh, yeah. It's a bit fucking intense.
I knew they stomped him out.
Yeah.
But it'd only take one.
Well, I'm going to give you a few variations. So it varies from country to country, but I'm going to give you a few variations and you tell me, if you had to, and given the choice,
what I'd go
which
for.
you'd go for. Because we've previously discussed it.
Yeah.
What method you choose. Right, you ready?
Yeah.
So they could have been instructed to stomp on the limbs of the person before finally crushing their skull. Another account detailed an elephant who would slice the person to pieces with the help of blades which had been fitted to their tusks. Or possibly, with these blades, they just stabbed them to death. There was also reported to have been executions which featured the person being tied to a stake and the elephant was just commanded to fucking go, trample them to death.
Thurston.
The limbs one?
Yeah.
Right.
I'd go for that, and I'll tell you why.
Tell you for what?
Before they get to your head, you're dead. Once they stand on your back...
No, limbs. They'd like crush one arm, then the next, and then the person will be like, right, they've had enough, end it.
See, what I pictured were they started at the feet and just walked up the body.
Yeah, that wouldn't be as bad because it's relatively quick rather than crush one arm, stop. Now do the other one.
Well, a third and then stabbing.
Yeah, I think so too.
Stab me.
Yeah. I mean, none of them are great options. I'm just saying if you had to.
But the bit I don't get, is how evil elephants are.
What do you mean?
Well, so they reckon, but elephants look at us like we're puppies.
Yeah, apparently they see us as being like cute or something.
Well, it doesn't matter how much training I got and manipulation. You're not getting me to stomp out a puppy.
Yeah.
I don't care what that puppy's done.
Or
how much you're paying me.
Yeah.
You know?
So, hang on. So you're turning against elephants now?
Yeah.
Right.
The elephants.
I didn't actually see that one coming.
The elephant should turn on the executioners.
I mean, there has been a few cases where it said that elephants have turned on people who've abused them and stuff.
Good.
You know? Well, yeah. You know, don't abuse them.
Yeah, that was the first thing that popped into my head. I was like, hang on, elephants are supposed to look at us like puppies. What are they stomping on their heads for?
I know what you're saying, but if you're going by that logic and, you know, like the intelligence level that they recognize that and know they're being told to kill, like they know it's wrong, I shouldn't be doing it.
Yeah.
Well, there's a lot of people who do terrible things under the influence of shit, under the influence of a terrible person. You know what I mean?
I think they used to ride on elephants into battle as well.
Yes, there is a case of that, yeah. Where they had, I want to say like 40 elephants and the opposition were like, oh, fuck that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you would, wouldn't you?
Hannibal, look it up later.
Hannibal,
yeah. Now, the practice of execution by elephant started to die out by the 18th and 19th century as the British colonisers began to gain more power. But Neil, you've previously said that, given the choice, you would pick firing squad as your method of execution.
Yeah.
Is there any wiggle room
No.
for execution by elephant?
Firing squad.
No? Okay.
Firing squad.
I had to ask.
You can keep fucking coming up with these executions. It's going to take some beating. Firing squad.
Is there a reason why you're so set in it?
Firing squad?
Yeah.
It's fucking instant. Done.
Not if they miss.
What?
Not if they miss.
They shouldn't be on the fucking firing squad if they miss.
What if you've got a load of sadistic bastards who are like, fucking destroy his shins?
Well,
and all of them aim low.
No, I'm talking about a good old firing squad.
Yeah.
Good old classic.
Good old firing squad, yes.
Good old classic firing squad.
Yeah.
Kill me.
Yeah.
Shoot me to kill me, not for pleasure.
Do you know what you could do? It's a very long-winded form of execution or torture. Start going skydiving, then stop. Lose the adrenaline rush.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? According to that fucking guy.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, you try and find a form of execution, what you think I would think about of a firing squad.
I actually do have another one that I'm going to do for an oddity, and I know you'll be interested in it. We'll see if you'd prefer that one.
Okay.
I'll try and do it for next week.
Okay.
It might not be next week, actually. I think I've already got one wrote up for next week. The week after that.
Right.
Okay.
I'll look forward to it.
All right.